So I just took a picture of this, but then I realized I have to explain it. So I'm coming down a hill, and I think what I am approaching is a lake or something. And at first I'm like, wow, the sun is so low. And then I'm like, no, the sun's way up there. This is the reflection off the lake. I'm thinking, how cool is that? And I don't think you can see it as well, but let me see if I can zoom in. I can see it sparkling and reflecting off the water over there. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning. All right, no dilly-dallying. I only have 10 miles in front of me, but it's still a big day. So, gotta get to it. Oh, I can't even. Look at that. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Okay, here's what I called the lake, but I do believe it is Surplus Pond, as Surplus Pond Road is 0.1 ahead, so I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption. Gorgeous. So peaceful in the morning, huh? It's 7:38. I left exactly at 6:30 this morning. It's nice. So I had read about ponds and stuff that have leeches in them, but I had not seen one yet. And I came over here just to, wipe myself down before I go to bed. And this guy was swimming around. I know what he's gonna do, because he wants to get under this rock and sleep. Because under this rock, listen to me, under this stick, because he was under this one. And I moved it in an effort to film him. But you want to know what's really weird? I stuck my toe in to, watch. I stuck my toe in to rinse the sand off. And look it smells me. Is that disgusting? It smells me. Well, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't smell. Maybe it doesn't know. Anyway, I put my foot in and it came swimming toward my foot. And I was like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, my God, look how huge he is. When I was little, sometimes there would be leeches in a pond in Maine that I went swimming in, but they were tiny, tiny, tiny things. This guy's huge. Oh my gosh, I am so glad I didn't. I actually sat here earlier today with my feet right in this spot. No leeches jumped on me, thank God. Well, anyway, okay. Okay, almost 2 minutes of leech video. I think that's enough. Bye, Mr. Leech. Sorry, no blood from me tonight. Gross. Good evening. So before it gets dark, I always wait too long. I have been at this campsite since 2 o'clock. You'd think I could have done this earlier, but no. There's going to be a lot of background noise. There's a large hiking group. It's from a French-speaking school, or the French-speaking students. And they speak English very, very well, but obviously they're speaking French among themselves. And so they're in the background. I also, anyway, the campsite is packed, so you'll hear probably noise in the background. But I wanted to recap last night and tonight, because I never did quite get to last night. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how much I told you about yesterday. So I left Bethel, right? And you know how much I loved that little town. And I loved my little motel. And the owner, Ruthie, I asked her for a picture, and she's like, no pictures. So unfortunately, no pictures from her. But so she had connected me with Lindsay, who worked at a hiker store called True North. And what a sweetheart. She was actually early. Not only was she on time, she was early. And she and her friend Bella came, and her car. And there were now 3 of us who needed a ride back to the same trailhead. It was happy ending, and this guy Scott that I met. And so Bella, I had seen when I was at Hannaford's or whatever, mainly Provisions or whatever they call it, but by Hannaford's. So very small town. Anyway, Lindsay and Bella are friends, and they were together in the car to come pick us up, and it was awesome. They were just such sweethearts. And so Scott, who I met at the motel, he had the room next to me. He was there in happy ending, and we all set out. So it was really fun. But those were all the people in the pictures. So there was this sign on the side of the road. I'm going to include a picture. When Lindsay drove by, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have a picture of that sign. And she sent me one. But it says, rough road, remove your dentures and tighten your bra straps. And I was dying. And this is on the road. I was dying. So you'll see that picture. Anyway, what else? So yesterday was pretty uneventful. The climbs were not that bad. I've had much, much, much worse. I thought yesterday was, yes, okay, let's not lie to ourselves. There were some steep parts. It was 3 mountains. Was it just 3 mountains? Yeah, 3 mountains that I did. And it was well over, I think it was 3,700 feet of elevation. But it wasn't that steep, nasty climbing that the whites put me through. So got to the campsite relatively early. I think it was like 3:30. Met a woman named Mobile. That's her trail name. Her legal name's Kelly. We were talking, and she noticed my MDOT, my Ironman tattoo, and she asked me about it. Turns out she's done half Ironmans. So we were talking about Ironman, and then I was telling her how I retired from Ironman and now I'm into ultra running, and she's done ultra marathoning, and she knows Ghost Train, and she loves Ghost Train. I'm like, oh, besties for life now, right? So anyway, so we talked way too long. And then I thought, I'm just going to crawl in my tent and call it a night and get some sleep early. But then I'm sitting in my tent, and these 2 people come in, and I saw them. I'm like, yeah, okay, 2 people are joining us. And the guy walks by and goes, Trinity? And I'm like, yeah. And I didn't recognize him. He goes, it's Jeremiah and Lauren. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I have not seen them since the first week in Georgia. No lie. In fact, Jeremiah had his trail name, which was Strider, but Lauren hadn't, and now she does. It's Mothra. And I'm not even kidding. They had heard that I was just up ahead. So they remembered my tent. And when they saw the new tent, because they wouldn't have known the story, right? They go, oh, she's not here. And then they looked in and saw me and were like, oh my God, she is here. I can't even tell you how good it was to see them. The last time I saw Lauren, I saw them like 3 times, and that was it. I got to tell you the night I met them, though. But the last time I saw Lauren, she had pain in her foot, and she was asking me some advice on what to do about it. And from what I could tell, she just had super raging tight calves. So I taught her about rolling. And do you know, she told me last night that it saved her entire hike. And she would tell people, Trinity saved my life on this trail. Because, she thought she had to get off trail. It was so bad. But she started rolling her calves and stretching out her calves. And it changed everything. And here she is now in Maine, in the same place as me. So anyway, I didn't recognize Jeremiah because his hair is wicked long. Now he has facial hair. Anyway, it was so good to reconnect with them. But let me tell you how I first met them. Okay, you might remember the story if you've been following since the beginning. It was like the first weekend trail and the worst rainstorm that I've had since being on trail. It was bad. Now, I knew it was coming, so I actually had not gotten the worst of it. I was soaked to the bone, but I had only been in that consistent rain all day kind of thing. That's when I complained about my Z-Packs rain gear not being,
waterproof or whatever. But Lauren and Jeremiah came in, and Lauren had been using her umbrella. Where I was 100% soaked through, she was like 90% dry. And I was like, okay. From that point on, I knew every time it rains, I'm pulling out that stinking umbrella. No hesitation. Well, that night, the storm was so bad. In fact, they were telling people to get off trail if they could, right? And stay in town. Well, we couldn't do that, right? We were in the middle of the woods. So we had made a pact that if anybody came to this shelter looking to get inside, there would be room. There was always going to be room for one more. And by the end of the night, we had mattress pads that were just squeezed up against each other. We're all laying on each other's mattress pads. It didn't matter. Because the important thing was, if anybody, nobody was going to be out in that rain. Nobody. So I carried that philosophy with me the entire time on trail. There was always room for one more, right? I've been refused a couple of times, and it broke my heart because I didn't, I knew there was room for more. I knew it. I'd been there. But whatever, if people don't want me, they don't want me, whatever. So that was always my philosophy. There's room for one more. If they want in that shelter. Anyway, so the next morning, our clothes were like, because the winds were ferocious, there were clothes all over the shelter grounds and everything. It was funny. But anyway, that's how I met them. I fell in love with them. So as far as the hiking and stuff, I said that was uneventful. But then after, okay, so I'm talking to Jeremiah and Lauren, and then Jupiter comes in, and then Sunshine comes in, and then Boardwalk comes in, and then the Foot comes in. And I was like, oh my God. It was like this incredible reunion. I haven't seen the Foot and Boardwalk since Delaware Water Gap. What is that, Maryland? I don't even remember what state that is. Anyway, I was in my glory last night, just having so much fun. So I think we all finally crawled into our tents at 8:30, 9 o'clock. But by then it was too dark to do a video. And it's really getting dark now, so I'm very upset with myself for waiting too long. Anyway, today, the Moody Mountain was the only thing of significance and consequence. It was very, very steep. But the rest of it, not so much. It was easy, kind of. Like, yeah, it was easy. Got a wicked early start. It was 6:30. Yeah. And it wasn't until Moody Mountain that and then I was like, oh my God, all the elevation gain in one mountain, right? But I had a treat today because my buddies Rebel J and Princess Slacker were slack packing, but northbound. So we actually hiked together most of the day. And it was so nice to have friends on trail again, be with somebody on trail, because I haven't been for quite a while. And I was actually even telling my family this morning how the trail has really taught me the importance of fellowship and community to the human condition, because it gets very, very lonely. Now, I get to camp, I get to shelters, I get to tent sites, and I see people, and I talk with people, and I see people that I know, but it can be a long day when you're just by yourself all the time. Now, I like that sometimes, but I need to be with people sometimes too. So today was really great, and we laughed and we complained, and we had a really great time. But I got here like at 2 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I got to be able to move on. And this campsite's wicked awesome. I'll show you in the morning. Or maybe I'll crawl out after and see if I can get some kind of footage of it for you. But it is really nice. The water source is blah. I actually walked further so I could go further downstream, which was closer to the road. It was moving a little. This is just stagnant. I saw a leech. Blah. But anyway, okay. But it's a really great little campsite. But everything I looked at when I tried to see, all right, if I go for 2 more hours or 3 more hours, where will that put me? You know what? It put me on the top of a flippin' mountain. And I do not want to be camping on the top of a flippin' mountain. So I said to myself, just enjoy it, Karen. Just enjoy it. Have a short day, because guess what? There's a whole bunch of 4,000 footers coming. The short days and the easy days are coming to a quick end. I do believe I'm going to be hitting a 4,000 footer tomorrow. So there's going to be some pain tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Okay, really quick update. So Camp 43, where I have a package sent, it's like deja vu. Whole thing all over again. Had a package sent there. Guess what? They don't have room for me. They have some big group that came in and took up every space they had, and they're not leaving till Wednesday morning, or some dumb thing. So I got to work that out. Oh my gosh, talk about a pain in the butt. So now my package is hopefully there. She couldn't even confirm that for me yet. And I've got to somehow get it, but I'm not going to stay anywhere. I would like to be able to meet her at a trailhead, get my package, and just keep hiking. As long as I get my food, what do I care? But anyway, yeah, I don't even know. What day is it? It is day 131. Day 131 on the Appalachian Trail. Can you believe it? And I think I'm at mile 1951.1. I think that's where I am. Pretty sure. But can you believe this? 131 days on the Appalachian Trail. I can't. I'm in Maine. It's coming to a close. Oh my gosh. Like the end. It's like, I don't know if I said this to you yet, but I keep telling people it's like mile 20 in a marathon. It's like you're almost there, but there's still a whole lot more to do, right? There's still a lot more to go. So anyway, it's pretty amazing. And I am going to close this down because I'm pretty sure I'm like in the dark and you can't see me. But I really, really, really wanted to get this done, and I just mad at myself I didn't do it while it was full daylight. But it was very hot, and I didn't want to be in this tent in the heat, so whatever. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. If I think of anything more, I'll let you know. But until tomorrow, good night, everybody. Bye.
So here is the campsite where I decided to pitch. I took the first spot right off the trail. So like this path here, like the trail is right there. So I'll be on trail quick like a bunny tomorrow. But this is my site, and you can see it's just tucked in the corner of the trees. It's perfect. And then this is this is what happened. I was sitting in my tent while all this activity was going on, and I looked and I went, whoa, what happened while I was in my tent? And then there's actually more sites down here, but yeah. And then way back there are some sites. But anyway, it's perfect. I love it. I usually do. You know, once, like Jasper says, once the tent is pitched, it's home. Because once I'm inside, I don't know the difference. Yep. All right, everyone. Time for nights. It still looks light out, but it's getting real dark.